Alrighty, so another replay. This one is pretty old actually. This predates the third campaign, which makes it probably about a year and a half old, given that the fourth campaign ended back in January. I think this was like 9.4, maybe 9.5. But anyway. So I'm driving the Tier 9 Japanese med, the Type 61. At this stage I was grinding to get the STB, which was well, at the time I was getting used a fair bit in Clan Wars, I'm not sure if it still does. But I was playing this tank a lot because I was trying to, the STB is about 250 or so thousand XP, and I was playing this tank a heap in order to get it. And in this game, pretty much I end up just doing a lot of damage, and at one stage it looks like we might actually lose the game, but I end up cleaning up enough damage, enough targets, and pretty much winning it for us. Us and T29, which I haven't got my team list set up to show what tanks people have, which was a mistake of mine, but anyway. So this is a common location I typically go early on. You see that the handling on the 105mm on this is pretty atrocious. Technically the handling on the 90mm on this tank is also pretty bad, but game time kind of makes up for it. Yes, this is a common location I like to go. If I'm not in a tank where I want to be trading shots or perhaps trying to bounce shots, normally I would go hill if I'm that type of tank, but if I'm in a paper tank, which these Japanese meds are like, then I would go to this kind of location and snipe targets that try to flank around the castle. And when you got a gun like this, you kind of it's worth doing because you hit a few people a couple of times and you can stack up a fair bit of damage. The first half of this game, not a lot happens. It's just shooting targets on the hill, a few targets downstairs as well, although the majority of their team has gone to the hill. And we see our IS and IS6 pushing around. IS6 kind of overextending a fair bit, loses a bit of health. And there's one of those little camera bugs that was around in the replay system. This IS is going to push around the corner in a second, or the enemy one. I previously shot him, so he knows I'm here somewhere, but whether I'm still here or not, he doesn't know. And our IS. And the reason why I sat here for so long, and there goes the IS. The reason why I sat here for so long was I saw our heavies pushing around, and then I saw our heavies retreating, which meant their heavies were probably going to chase them back around the corner, so I knew I was going to get some shots on them. And here we have Idiot Player of the Month, FCM, 50T just charging through. Loses about 3/4 of his HP. And while I'm at it, able to shoot a Tiger 1-2. Make sure to miss that auto bounce plate that's right in the middle of the front of the Tiger 1. Funny thing is, Tiger 1s actually have a decent turret. That gun mantler can bounce a fair bit, but it doesn't bounce me at all, so I don't know how I just got lucky. You see there, it just went straight through the gun mantlet. Must have hit one of those zones that only has about 200 armor or so. And we bounced the Tier 9 waffle, because even though this is practically a paper medium, there's not a lot of armor, the gun mantlet actually can bounce a fair few things. I've had it bounce E3s and ISUs, and just now I had it bounce a waffle. So T29 cleans up the waffle. Tiger is now in a bad position. Time to aim and clean him up. And while I'm on the subject, the gun handling on the Japs is pretty terrible at the Tier 9 and 10, and consequently the whole aiming thing is you have to aim with these guns. You can't sort of snap shots or half aim or anything like that. It just doesn't work with them because the bloom is just too big. So someone takes out the FCM, even though I was going back for him. And now it looks like, head back towards the map, we have the Indian Panzer, who just pulls up in a really dodgy location, and looks like it just bounced on the lower edge of his gun mantlet. I'm not really sure. At this stage, we're 7-8. It's still pretty even. Not really sure what to do, whether I go into the mid here or try and back uphill. But there's one of those bugs again. But at this stage, it works out that it's probably better to clean up the tanks I know are here. And just let the gun aim. straight into the side of the Jagdtiger. So, Inden Panzer. This is where the DPM of this gun is quite nice. Finish off Inden. Then there's a Tiger P. I do something interesting here. I try and fake out the shot, which actually doesn't work at all, unfortunately. So he gets one into me, and then he angles his front, and I shoot in the cheek. The gun probably had enough pen to go through the front, but you have to remember that is a 200mm front, and with a bit of angling, it's foreseeable that you could get it up to about 250 effective armor, and this gun only has 258 of pen to begin with. So 9-10, we've just lost our T-34 that was up on the hill, and this Lurver is precariously close to dying, but he's also in a really hard to hit spot. And I do give up a kill by here, Tiger 2. Makes it a lot easier to hit him. But I do give up the chance to take out the Lurver. We'll see in about 30 seconds or so. Oh, no, you'll see it right now. I really could have aimed that a lot longer and got basically guaranteed the kill on the Lurver. Instead, I took a shot from him, and I've got no ability to shoot back, and someone else takes him out. T-29 cleaning up. So now it's 11-11, 4 tanks either side. They've still got 2 Jagdtigers, one being normal Jagdtiger and one being the 88. They've also got, I'm pretty sure it's an STA somewhere around. Last spotted. No idea where. Oh no, last spot up near the train station. And again, can't aim a bit, but don't aim it long enough, and it goes into the ground. Could have finished off this S51. Technically, I right now could be on a Top Gun if I'd finished off the Lurver and the S51. So we see the STA got spotted, aimed it nice and early, and now the T-29 can, I kind of steal the kill here. A little bit risky. I could have just let the T-29 take it, but there wasn't also much else I was really going to do from that position. The Jagdtiger gets spotted right next to our Artie. And that's the Jagdtiger 88 actually. Takes out our Artie, so 12-12. 3 aside now. Looking for the Artie, but he has moved. Still got 700 HP, so I can take a hit from either of, well, unless if the Jagdtiger was loading HE or something that possibly would actually fully penetrate me from the side or something and possibly kill me in one hit. Not sure if it's HE, whether it can do that or not. Yeah, Artie definitely can, and here we go again. Another missed opportunity, although not much of a chance to hit him there. Should really be dead by this stage. And here I was going to go for the flank on the Jagdtiger. The Jagdtiger just timed it, without even knowing, just timed it perfectly and basically charged the T-29. He could have actually killed the T-29 had he have not been tracked there, but I almost shot the Jagdtiger, but the T-29 was in the way, so come around and finish off the Jagdtiger. Yeah, the Jagdtiger's DPM, he could have cleaned up the T-29 there, possibly. So now we see we've got the T-30 who is sitting on the cap, halfway through capping, kind of a safety, I guess. S51, and I take a shot at him, and you'll see the accuracy isn't great on this gun, and I could have let that aim a little bit more, but I don't know if it would have really helped. And here I realise he's actually aiming at me, so I need to upset his aim, and I turn, and it saves me. I may have got messed up significantly more there. And this now this is where you're really going to see the gun handling become an issue. Well angled front of the Jagdtiger, bounces. Around. And it bounces, like I really thought that would have got, I must have got a low roll on penetration. Now unfortunately I've only got 2 AP shells here, so it's basically a situation where I sort of can't really keep doing this, because I'm just going to run out of shells. I do have 6 heat shells left and 2 HE, but H is only for squishy tanks. And again, it bounces. It bounced on one of those little. Not sure if it hit the lower part of the upper casemate, or whether it hit those little angled bits that are right at the top of the upper glacis. And finally, the gun starts working. Ironically, I've loaded heat because I can't afford for it to keep bouncing. And of course, now it shoots accurately. I would have penned that shot every day of the week with AP, believe it or not. And same with that shot. And now T29. Jagdtiger had no idea he was coming up from behind. T29 finishes him off. I'm actually on a top gun now. Could be on a Bradley's. And T29 is on 4 kills. And it'll practically be the game. I think not sure if I did 5,300 or 5,700 damage. I recall I took a blind shot somewhere, but maybe not. So we've got to sit on the cap, wait for the Artie to come for us. Not going to have to wait for too long, because in a second... Oh, here we go. Check out this for a replay glitch. Camera gets stuck. And enemy Artie takes himself out. And that is the game. So we see on the endgame screens, obviously Ace Tanker, High Caliber, Top Gun, 5,300 damage done. Got fairly good accuracy out of the gun by the end of it, hitting 80% of my shots. Also hit 9 out of a possible 15 targets, and I also missed a couple as well. And if we have a look at the team score, we can see quite a difference between the damage that I did and virtually everyone else on the on both sides. Their Jagdtiger 88 did do a pretty good job of dealing a lot of damage as well, but in the end it wasn't quite enough. We were actually behind on most of the damage except for our T-34 and myself. And yeah, GG.